Hi, today I'm going to talk about the Personal Behavior Change Project. So let's get started. This is your third essay option. And remember, you're doing two of the four possibilities. This will be the third one I'm talking about. So, again, if you haven't done two already and you're looking for your second one or maybe your first one, this is an option for you, and I encourage you to take a look at it. So, let's get started. As always, this is a paper that should be a formal academic paper. The quality of your writing counts. I encourage you to use the writing lab. We're looking for about 850 words. A little less than that's fine, a little more than that's fine. And because this paper is going to have a journal attached, remember those journals do not count as part of the paper. So let's get started. The Behavior Change Project is a way that we are exploring nonverbal communication as it applies specifically to you. So I want you to choose a positive change that you want to make and that you want to work on, and I want you to give it a shot. So you need to have both the time and the willingness to make this change. So some of the different categories are appearance, hand and facial gestures, eye contact, body movement, proxemics, that's how close we are to people, how far away, time, environment, and vocalics. So let's talk about what some of those mean. I had a student do a paper and chose as her nonverbal change to make was her appearance. So she was someone who typically rolled out of bed, grabbed a shower, sometimes brushed her hair, put on sweats, and went to school or work. And she was fine with that. She wanted to see, though, if she made a change and got up earlier every day and took time with her hair and her makeup and her clothes, if that changed how she felt or changed how people interacted with her. So she made this commitment to do it for 5 days and then tracked those changes and the responses to them. I had another student who had a similar kind of an issue where always running late, never had time for breakfast. So hers was a change kind of in time, kind of environment. So she made an effort to get up and have a full breakfast every day for those 5 days to see that if that changed how she felt, how she succeeded or interacted with other people, but mainly how she felt. So some other examples could be if you typically are someone who gets told to smile a lot. There's some issues with that we'll ignore for right now. But let's say that that's you. And so you decide that you're going to try making an effort to smile for 5 days. So it would not be, going around like the Joker all the time with a demented look on your face of, but making the effort to positively and cheerfully, in a very obvious nonverbal way, interacting with people. Eye contact, some of us struggle with that, and so you can be thinking about what you would like it to look like and plan on making that change. Body movement. So are you a fidgeter, for instance, or do you remain really still at all times? You could be thinking about ways that you want to make those changes. Do you maybe get the sense that you stand too close to people and you want to try spacing it out a little bit further? Or maybe you find that people are always trying to get closer to you, so you're going to try staying in place and letting people get closer to you. There are a multitude of ways that you could use time, including setting a different bedtime or setting a different waking up time. In terms of your environment, we're going to talk a little bit about color. So you could change some of the colors in your environment or change the places where you are spending time. And the ways that you say things. So what are the sounds that you make? In any case, you're going to choose that change. You're going to make it, you're going to try and consistently do that thing for 5 days in a row. During that time, you're going to write a journal. So every day, a couple times a day, I want you to jot down, and it just needs to be a sentence or two, like multiple times a day, 3 to 5 times a day, something about that change. So you made the change. Are you being consistent about it? Are other people reacting to it? How are you feeling? What are you thinking? And so just really quickly, several times a day, jotting down that journal. When the 5 days are over, you're going to take your journal notes and you're going to do some deep reflection, and you're going to write me a paper about 850 words. You're going to start off by talking about what change you made. So what specifically was it you were looking to do, and then why? Certainly you can talk about the highlights, the things that were incredibly awesome during this experience. You can talk about what you learned from making this change. You can talk about successes. You can talk about failures. And I'm going to say that almost always we are going to have some of both, some successes and some failure. I want you to talk about what worked especially well. Hopefully something did. And what did not. So going back to the student who had breakfast every morning, one of the 5 days, she forgot to set her alarm. And so it didn't work. It was a failure that day. You're going to talk about what you should have or could have done differently. And the most important question of all is this a change that you plan to continue on with? And then why or why not? And the young woman who changed her appearance did talk about the fact that she was going to make more of an effort in how she looked, maybe once a week, because she felt better. You might find in the workplace that some of the changes you make will have a positive impact on the way people treat you. And so you may want to make a change based on that. So I want you to do that thoughtful reflection. Your thoughtful reflection should also include connections to what we've talked about in class and in lecture. I'm getting ready to do that lecture to later on today, so you haven't seen it yet, but it will be out there. And connect it to classroom discussions, your course textbook. Make sure that you are connecting what you're learning in theory with your practical experience. That's really important. And then you're going to turn in this area of the submission, you're going to turn in your journal and your paper. You can have it all in one document. That's probably easier for you and for me too. So that is the Behavior Change Project. You will find it in Canvas. I made it live already. I'll be going back in and changing it, adding this video to that in just a minute. So you'll be finding it here in Canvas, and you should be then ready to rock and roll. Thanks. Enjoy if you choose to do this, and I hope your week is off to a great start.